Hello and welcome to tonight's matchup between the Melrose Mindoro Mustangs and the Immanuel Lutheran Lancers. Taking the tip for tonight will be number 12, Streetman for the Mustangs, and number 12, Wales for the Lancers. Lancers win the tip, but it is picked up by number 4, Becker. She goes all the way in and gets the easy layup, and just like that, Mustangs up too early. Tipped out of bounds, and that'll stay with the Lancers, just like the JV Mustangs. Full court press, all 5 people for the Mustangs. They get the steal early, gonna pass it in to Becker. Back up top to Baines. Baines a 3, tipped out, and rebounded by Dobbs. Dobbs fake, she drives in, reverse layup, and is blocked by Carstensen. That'll stay with the Mustangs. Zeman will pass it in. High up top to number 4, Becker. Gonna pass down low to Radcliffe. She fakes, she'll drive in, and gonna cut back out. Sends it back up top to Zeman. Zeman's got it up top, gonna pass over to Becker. Becker drives in, pass over to Dobbs. Dobbs a 3, tips out. Mustang ball down low. Zeman will pass it in. Gets it down low to Becker. Puts it up and is blocked. Picked up by Wales. Pass over to Carstensen. Over to Nelner, and Nelner will take it up the floor. Nelner drives around. Cuts out. And will pass over to Wales. Wales fakes. Gonna try to drive in. And pass out to Nelner. Nelner scanning. Gonna drive out. And pass on low to Wales. Wales tries to back her down, loses it for a second, gets it back, and a pass up to Nelner. Nelner fakes, drives in, puts up a jumper, and off the back of the backboard. Was tipped and will remain with the Lancers. Carstensen will pass it in to Kazemba. Up top to Bauer. Over to Nelner. Nelner a 3. And rims out, rebounded by Carstensen, ball on the floor, and picked up by Kazemba. Jump ball, and that'll remain with the Lancers. Nelner will pass it in down low. Gets it into Carstensen. She'll drive in, all the way in, and pass it to Wales. Wales loses it for a second, gets it back, and gets the layup. ties up the game at 2 apiece with 16:30 left. Radcliffe up the floor. Scanning. And going to pass over to Becker. Down low to Zeman. And back up top to Becker. She drives around and going to pass over to Dobbs. Dobbs drives all the way in, puts it up, is blocked but fouled. And she will go to the line and shoot 2. Bounced off the front of the rim. Gergel will enter for Bauer. And Dobbs will shoot her second. And that one will fall, gives the Mustangs a 1-point lead. Full 5-man court press. Nelner will pass it in to Kzemba. Kzemba up the floor to Wales. Wales up to Carstensen. Carstensen's got a lane, gonna put it up. Too far, rebounded by Gergel. Gergel puts it up and it's foul. Nope, traveled. Radcliffe will take it up the floor. Scanning, gonna cut it back out, take a 3, and she's got it. Nice step back 3 and gives the Mustangs a 4-point lead, 6-2. Nelner will pass it in to Wales. Wales to Nelner. Nelner up the floor to Gergel. Gergel steps out. And gonna pass over to Nelner. Nelner's got it up top. Gonna drive in, all the way in, put it up, and off the back of the backboard, but is fouled, and she will shoot 2. And Nelner will make her first, cuts the lead down to 3, 6-3. And she'll make her second as well. Cuts the lead down to 2, 6-4 with 15:30 left in the first half. Pass into Radcliffe, and she will take it up the floor. Gonna drive around, and is blocked by Nelner. Picked up by Carstensen, up to Nelner. Nelner's got 2-on-2. Gonna take it herself, put it up, and can't get off the glass around Kzemba. She puts it up, and she is fouled, and she will shoot 2 with a chance to tie the game. Kzemba's first. Will bounce out. And her second. Will fall. Pass the lead down to 1, 6-5. Pass into Radcliffe, and she will take it up the floor. Scanning. And gonna pass over to Zeman. She'll drive in. Gets a lane, puts it up, and is stripped. Radcliffe puts it up, and she is fouled, and will shoot 2. She will make her first. And timeout by the Lancers. 7-5, a 2-point lead for the Mustangs. One more shot remaining for the Mustangs when we return. 15 minutes left in the first half. Radcliffe will shoot her second. Chance to extend the lead to 3. It is up, and it is good. 3-point lead for the Mustangs, 8-5. Press backs off. Nelner will pass into Gergel, and she will take it up the floor. Met at half court. Makes a move, gets around. Gonna pass over to Carstensen. Carstensen scanning. Gonna try to drive in and pass out to Wales. Wales up top to Nelner. Nelner fakes. Fakes again. Fakes again and gonna drive in. All the way in. Puts it up and rims out. Rebounded by Ksemba. Ksemba puts it up. Tipped. Tipped again and into the hands of Nelner. Nelner puts up a 3 and just off. Rebounded by Gurgle. Tipped in the hands of Ksemba. Ksemba puts it up and her shot will rim out. Tipped out of bounds. And that'll remain with the Lancers. Nope, Mustang ball. Seaman will pass into Radcliffe, and Radcliffe will take it up the floor. Met by Ksemba at the blue line. She gets past her, goes all the way, and sends it out to Becker. Becker puts it up. And tipped out, rebounded by Ksemba. Ksemba the floor to Nelner. Nelner's got open floor. Seaman coming behind her. 1-on-1. She puts it up. And she's got it. Cuts the lead down to 1, 8-7. Radcliffe met by Carstensen. She gets by her again. Gonna put it up and it's blocked by Ksemba. Tipped. Tipped again into the hands of Zeman. Zeman's pass deflected. High up to Nelner. Nelner's got a break. This time it's Becker coming after her. She puts it up and she's got it just like that. 2 quick steals and the Lancers now leading by 1 and a timeout by the Mustangs. 9-8, Lancers up by 1 with 13:48 left in the first half. Two quick steals and 2 buckets from Nelner, and the Lancers leading by 1, 9-8 with 13:48 left. Becker will pass into Radcliffe, and Radcliffe will take it up the floor. Met by Ksemba this time at half court. Got by her the first 2 times. This time going to pass over to Becker. Going to drive around. Get stuck. And going to pass over to Dobbs, over to Zeman. Going to pass it down low to Streetman. High up top to Becker. Becker drives around. Going to pass over to Dobbs. Dobbs drives in. Going to pass over and stolen by Nelner. Tipped and she is fouled. The 3rd foul on the Mustangs, and Carstensen will pass it in from the high corner. After a sub. By Buckingham. And Radcliffe. Pass it into Gurgle, and Gurgle will take out the floor over to Nelner. Nelner drives in, gonna pass out to Carstensen. Carstensen a 3, and bounces out, rebounded by Ksemba. Ksemba up top to Nelner. Nelner fakes. And gonna dribble it up top. Cut out, pass down low to Carstensen. She puts it up, and off the front of the rim. Puts it up again, too far, picked up by Ksemba. She puts it up, and this time she's got it. 11-8, a 3-point lead for the Lancers. Pressed by Carstensen immediately. Radcliffe's got it. Backs up. Gets a screen. Recovers and passes over to Becker. Back over to Radcliffe. Radcliffe a deep 3. And bounces off the side of the rim. And can be saved. But it'll go into the hands of Ksemba over to Nelner. Nelner up top. Gets a screen. Takes it and will pass it out to Carstensen. She drives in. And going to pass over to Wales. Wales loses it. Gonna pass out to Nelner. Sorry, Gurgle. Gurgle drives in, puts up a floater, tipped, and picked up by Radcliffe. Pass over to Radcliffe, and Radcliffe will take it up the floor. Radcliffe drives all the way in, puts up a floater, and off the front of the rim, rebounded by Carstensen. Carstensen stripped, and picked up by Gurgle. Gurgle up the floor. All the way, and gonna pass it to Nelner. Nelner fakes. Pass over to Carstensen. Carstensen drives in, puts up a jumper, and she's got it! 5-point lead for the Lancers, 13-8 with 11:58 left. Radcliffe up the floor for the Mustangs. Gonna send it over to Becker. Scanning. Gonna drive around and pass over to Radcliffe. Radcliffe scanning. Gonna pass over to Becker. Over to Zeman. Back over to Becker. Becker drives in and is fouled. And Zeman will pass it in down low. Sends it into Radcliffe. Fakes a drive again. This time goes inside, makes a move, puts up a jumper, and she's got it. Nice moves by Radcliffe. Gets the jumper to fall and cuts the lead down to 1 possession, 13-10, 11:20 left. Gurgle, high pass up to Nelner. Nelner dribbles back out up top. Goes around and pass out to Wales. Wales fakes. Gonna drive in, cut out, and pass over to Ksemba. Ksemba gonna pass along to Wales. Wales fakes and travels. Zeman will pass it into Radcliffe, and Radcliffe will take it up the floor. Met at half court by Carsonson. Gonna pass over to Radcliffe. Up top to Zeman. Over to Becker. Becker drives around, gonna pass over to Radcliffe. Radcliffe fakes, drives in, puts it up, and she's got the layup. Cuts the lead down to 1, 13-12. Passing to Gurgle, and Gurgle will take it up the floor. Makes a move, goes around, and pass over to Wales. Wales fakes. Fakes again, and gonna drive around. Pass up to Ksemba. Over to Nelner. Nelner fakes. Cuts out, and hands it off to Carsonson. And she stepped out of bounds. Botch and Blocken will enter for Becker and Zeman. And Blocken will pass it into Radcliffe, and she will take it up the floor. Gonna pass it down low to Botch. Scanning, gonna pass it up top to Radcliffe. Over to Blocken. Over to Radcliffe. Up top to Botch. She drives around. All the way in, puts up a floater, and she's got it. Mustangs now with a 1-point lead, 14-13. Bauer will enter for Wales. And Zeman will enter for Radcliffe. And Carsonson will take it up the floor for the Lancers. Gets a screen. Drives around, and will pass over to Ksemba. Up top to Nelner. Nelner fakes. Going to drive around. Fake a three and pass over to Gurgle. Gurgle fakes. Going to pass over to Nelner. Nelner fakes again. Going to drive in. Gets stripped. On the ground. And jump ball. That'll go with the Mustangs. Zeman will pass it into Botch. Back over to Zeman, and Zeman up the floor. Drives in, puts up a jumper, and off, tipped, and into the hands of Zeman. Out to Botch, tipped out, and back into the hands of Radcliffe. Gonna cut out, and pass over to Zeman. Fakes, gonna drive and pass over to Botch. Pass tipped and stolen away by Ksemba. Ksemba scanning, gonna pass over to Carsonson. Press backs off, and Carsonson goes up the floor. Pass over to Nelner. Nelner, she just fakes a three, gonna pass over to Gurgle. Gurgle a three. Off of Carsonson, throws it back up top to Nelner. Nelner gets a screen, double screen. Gonna step out, pass to Ksemba. Ksemba the easy layup, nice cut, nice find, and the Lancers now leading by 1, 15-14. Zeman up the floor. Gonna fake, drive over, tipped by Nelner, and cannot be saved. Wales will re-enter for Carsonson. And Blocken will pass it in to Radcliffe. Radcliffe up top, gonna pass over to Zeman. Back over to Radcliffe. Radcliffe drives around, cuts out, and will pass over to Zeman. Zeman drives, cuts out, drives around up top, and will pass over, tipped, and out of bounds off the Mustangs. That'll be Lancer Wall. Gergel will pass it into Nelner, and Nelner will take it up the floor. Pass over to Bauer. Tipped and saved, but picked up by Wales. She will send over to Nelner. And everyone will reset. Gets a screen. Gonna go around and pass it to Gergel. Gergel fakes over to Nelner. Nelner gets a screen. Takes it, goes inside, puts it up, and she's got it and one. Extends the Lancer lead to 3, possibly 4 with a free throw. Radcliffe, Becker, Streetman, and Dobbs will enter. For Radcliffe, Blockin, Buckingham, and Radcliffe. And Kazemba will exit, and Carstensen will enter. Nelner will shoot her first and only. A chance to extend to 2 possessions. It is up, and it is good. 4-point lead for the Lancers, 18-4 with 7:55 left. Seaman pass over to Radcliffe, and Radcliffe up the floor. Gonna pass over to Zeman. She'll drive around and pass over to Radcliffe. Radcliffe a 3, and bounces out. Rebounded by Becker. Pass over to Zeman. Zeman drives around. Gonna pass out to Radcliffe. Another 3, tips out, and into the hands of Gergel. Gergel loses it. Stolen away and pass up to Zeman. Down low, blocked, and picked up by Carstensen. Nice block by Wales. Got pressure behind. It's Radcliffe. Carstensen makes a move, gets around her. Gonna pass over to Gergel. Gergel over to Bauer. Tipped, saved, and stepped out of bounds. Pass on to Radcliffe, and she will take it up the floor. Sends it over. Dobbs fakes, drives in, and he'll pass out to Becker. Becker a 3. Off the side of the rim, rebounded. Put back up, and she's got it off the glass. That's number 12, Streetman. Cuts the lead down to 3. Full court press again, passing to Wales. Gonna pass over to Carstensen. Carstensen up the floor, gonna pass over to Bauer, and she traveled. Kazemba will enter for Bauer. And Zeman will pass it into Radcliffe. And Radcliffe up the floor. Gonna pass her over to Zeman. Zeman fakes. And gonna pass her over to Becker. Becker drives in all the way and loses it out of bounds. Lancer ball. More full court press. Nelner's got it down low. Passing to Wales. Wales will drive up the floor, gonna pass over to Nelner. Nelner makes a move. 3-on-2, takes it herself, puts it up, and can't get it off the glass. Tipped it into the hands of Dobbs. Pass over to Radcliffe. No, Becker. Becker up the floor. Gonna hand it off to Zeman. Up top to Streetman. Over to Dobbs. Dobbs fakes again. Gonna drive around, lose it for a second, gets it back, and I'll pass out to Radcliffe. Radcliffe drives in, put up a floater, and can't get it off the glass. Rebounded by Carstensen. Carstensen sweeps around. And has Nelner up the floor, can't see her. Takes herself, and will pass over to Gergel. Gergel up top, fakes, and gonna pass over to Wales. Wales over to Nelner. Nelner the open 3, she takes it! And this time she's got it! Lancers now leading by 5, 21-16 with 5:50 left. Becker up the floor. Pass over to Radcliffe. Scanning. Gonna drive around, put up a jumper, and she's got it. Cuts the lead back down to 3. More full court press. Carstensen's got it up down low. Sends it to Wales. Wales up to Nelner. Nelner's got a break. She's got a 3-on-2. Takes it herself. Goes in. And this time she's got it. A 4-point lead for the Lancers. 5-point lead for the Lancers. 23-18. 5:20 left. Radcliffe back up the floor. Gets the screen. Goes around and will pass over to Zeman. Down low. Pass blocked and stolen away by Wales. Hand off to Carstensen. Carstensen up the floor. Goes through, all the way in, puts it up, and is fouled, and she will go to the line and shoot 2. Carstensen's first. the backboard. Radcliffe and Buckingham will enter for Streetman and Botch. And Carstensen will shoot her second. And just like her first, will fall. 25-18, now a 7-point lead for the Lancers. 5 minutes left, Radcliffe up the floor. Pass over to Radcliffe. Over to Becker. Makes a move, drives in, puts up a floater, and she's got it. Cuts the lead down to 5. Press backs off, and Gergel will take it back up the floor. Over to Carstensen. Gonna drive around, cut out. Now drives in again, gets stripped, and in the hands of Xemba. Up top to Nelner. Gonna cut out, take another 3, and this will bounce off the back of the rim. Rebounded and sent over to Radcliffe. Radcliffe up the floor, gonna pass over to Radcliffe. She drives in, gonna pass over to Buckingham. Puts it up, can't get it to fall, rebounded by Carstensen. Out to Gergel. Got Nelner up top, gonna find her. She's gonna put up another 3. And she's got this one! 28-20, an 8-point lead for Lancers, their largest of the night. Radcliffe up the floor. Gets stripped, gets it back. Gets a screen, drives around, goes all the way in, puts up a floater, and just out. Tipped, and she is fouled. And Radcliffe will go to the line and shoot 2. Her first will fall. Botch will enter for Becker. And her second will fall as well. Cuts the lead back down to 6. Carstensen, pass up to Gergel. No press, and Gergel will take it slowly up the floor. Gergel fakes, cuts around, and pass out to Xemba. Up top to Nelner. Nelner up top. Gets a screen, doesn't take it. Gonna drive around. Get a screen, this time gonna take it. Cut out and pass over to Gergel. Gergel drives in. Gonna pass up to Xemba. Xemba over to Nelner. Nelner another 3. And this one bounces out, rebounded by Xemba. Gonna pass it to Gergel. Gergel a 3. And she's got it! Gives the Lancers a 9-point lead, their new biggest lead of the night. 31-22, 3:10 left. Radcliffe over to Botch. Botch along 2. Bounces out. And rebounded by Botch herself. But she stepped out of bounds. That'll be Lancer ball. Bodie will enter for Wales. And Carstensen will pass it into Gergel, and Gergel will take it up the floor. Pass over to Xemba. Pass along to Carstensen. She puts it up and rims out. Picked up by Radcliffe up the floor. Gonna pull up on a 3. Wide open. And rims out. Rebounded. Put back up. Tipped out. And tipped out of bounds off the Lancers. Mustang ball. Zeman will pass it in down low for the Mustangs. Gets it into Botch. Botch puts it up. Can't get it off the glass. Rebounded by Xemba. And she fell down and traveled. Zeman will pass it down low again. Gets it into Botch again. Pass it to Zeman. Zeman fakes along 2. Gonna pass it on to Radcliffe. Radcliffe and fade away. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Xemba. Up the floor to Gergel. Gergel's got Nelner on the side. Gonna take it herself. Nope. Gonna pass it to Nelner, but stripped away by Radcliffe. Gonna drive all the way in. And double dribble. Pass on to Gurgle, and Gurgle will take up the floor. 2:18 left and a 9-point lead. Over to Carstensen. Down low to Nelner. Nelner drives in, puts it up, and is fouled, and she will shoot 2. She'll make her first. Blocken will enter for Radcliffe, and Wales will enter for Xemba. Now a 10-point lead for the Lancers. Nelner will shoot her second, a chance to extend it to 11. And this one will fall as well. Pass into Zeman, and Zeman will take up the floor. Pass over to Botch. Fakes, and pass up top to Radcliffe. Out to Blocken. Over to Zeman. Zeman fakes. Going to try to drive and pass out to Radcliffe. Back up top to Zeman. Thinks about a long three. Doesn't take it. Going to pass over to Botch instead. She'll drive in. And travels. Gurgle will pass it into Carstensen. And Carstensen will take it up the floor. She'll drive all the way in and pass it to Nelner. Nelner fakes. Goes all the way in. Pass down low. Tipped out and picked up by Gurgle. Gurgle drives in. Cuts out. And pass over to Wales. Wales fakes. She tries to drive. And is fouled. And Wales will shoot a 1-and-1. Her first could be her only. Chance to extend the lead to 15. And it is good. We'll earn her another one. Radcliffe will enter for Botch. And she'll make her second one and will indeed extend the lead to 13. 35-22 with 1:20 left. Radcliffe up the floor. Gonna pass over to Botch. Sorry, Radcliffe. She'll drive around. Make a move, put it up, and is fouled, and she will go to the line and shoot 2. And she will make her first. Nelner will exit, and Bauer will enter. And she will shoot her second. And that one will rim out. Rebounded by Carstensen. Pass over to Wales. Back over to Carstensen. She loses it. Gets it back. And is fouled. And she will shoot a 1-and-1. Botch will enter for Buckingham. And Carstensen will shoot her first, could be her only. It will not be her only. Makes the first one, extends the lead to 13, chance to extend to 14 with her second one. It is up. And it'll bounce out. Rebounded by Blocken. And she'll take up the floor now under a minute. Pass over to Radcliffe. Drives around. Puts it up. And can't get it off the glass. Rebounded by Carstensen. And she will drive around. Get stuck down low. Lose their dribble. And going to pass out to Gurgle. Gurgle up the floor. 45 seconds left. Going to drive around. She's got it up top. Pass over to Carstensen. Scanning, gonna pass down low to Gurgle. Drives out, 30 seconds left. Gonna drive around up top, makes a move. Loses her dribble, and gonna pass out to Bauer. Over to Carstensen. She fakes, she'll drive in. Nope, pass out to Gurgle. 20 seconds left. Gurgle drives around. Gonna pass down low to Bodie. Bodie fakes. And she travels. 14 seconds left. 13-point lead for the Mustangs. 36-23. Pass into Radcliffe. Time ticking down. 10 seconds left. Scanning. 6, 5, 4. Drives in. Passes down low. 2, 1. Steven at 3. And can't get it to fall. 36-23, a 13-point lead for the Lancers going into the second half. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. 36-23, a 13-point lead for the Lancers at the start of the second half. Carstensen will pass it in from the high corner. Some press by the Mustangs to start. Get the screen. Gonna pass it into Nelner. Gonna pass over to Gurgle, and Gurgle will take it up the floor. Cuts out, and she's got it up top. Gonna pass over to Wales. Wales over to Carstensen. Scanning. Gonna drive around, put up a jumper, and can't get it off the glass. Rebounded by Zeman. Zeman's got Becker. Gets it to her, too far. More full court press by the Mustangs. Nelner will pass it in. Gets it into Wales. Wales up the floor to Xemba, stolen away. Radcliffe, passed down low, stolen by Wales. Wales, pass over to Gurgle. Get the screen, and we'll try to drive around. Gets the edge. Gonna pass over to Wales, tipped, and picked up by Wales. Pass over to Nelner. Nelner down low, Carstensen puts it up, can't get it off the glass. Tipped around. Carstensen saves it, but goes into the hands of Zeman. Pass over it, and wasn't ready for it. Zeman got it back, and she will drive around up top. Pass down low, and easy layup for number 12, Streetman. Gurgle will pass it down low. Gonna pass into Wales. Wales will forward to Nelner. Tipped, she gets it back, and we'll hold it back up top. Loses it, and a foul. Nelner will pass it in to Gurgle, and Gurgle will take it up the floor. She'll drive around, cut out, and go back around. Got it in the corner, gonna pass up top to Nelner. Nelner drives around, fakes, and pass over to Gurgle. Gurgle pass over to Wales. Wales steps out, sweeps through, and will pass down low to Carstensen. She puts it up, can't get it off the glass too hard. And foul by Xemba. Pass into Radcliffe, and she will take it up the floor. Sends it over to Becker. Up top to Dobbs. Scanning, gonna pass down low and stolen away by Gurgle. Gurgle gonna try to push it. And gets cut off by Becker. Double teamed in the corner. Gets stuck. Sweeps through. Cuts out. And pass deflected out of bounds. It'll remain with the Lancers. Nelner scanning. Gonna pass it into Gurgle. Gonna drive around. All the way around, gets a screen, cuts out, and gonna pass up top to Xemba. Over to Nelner, tipped, and stolen away. It's Radcliffe, she's got a 1-on-2, goes through, nice move, and tipped out, rebounded by Wales. Carstensen's got it, gets stripped, on the ground. Carstensen's got it, and jump ball, that'll remain with the Mustangs. Pass into Radcliffe. She'll take a 3. And bounces, but hit the wire. Nelner will pass it in to Wales. Gonna sweep through and pass over to Nelner. Nelner up the floor. Cuts out. And gonna pass it on to Carstensen. She drives in, puts it up, and she's got it off the glass. Sends the lead back to 13. Radcliffe trying to push it, gonna pass it over. A jumper, too far by Streetman. Picked up by Wales. Over to Carstensen, and she'll take up the floor, gets a screen. Carstensen gets around. Gonna pass over to Gurgle. Gets a screen. And illegal screen by Carstensen. And timeout by the Mustangs. 38-25, still a 13-point lead for the Lancers with 15:07 left in the second half. Pass into Radcliffe, and she will take it up the floor. Sends it over to Becker down low. Streetman's got it. Gonna pass it half the floor to Nelner. Falling out of bounds. Nelner's got it. Gonna try to push it up the floor. Gets trapped. Gonna pass over to Gurgle. Gurgle fakes a three. Gonna pass over to Wales. Wales fakes. Gonna pass up to Nelner. Nelner fakes. Scanning. Gonna drive all the way in. Pass over to Carstensen. Carsten fakes. Gonna pass along to Nelner. Ball on the floor. Picked up by Becker. And Becker up the floor. Nearly loses it. Gets it back and gonna pass over to Dobbs. Down low to Radcliffe. Loses it for a second. Gets it back. She's gonna drive around. Put it up. Gets blocked by Carstensen. Carstensen up the floor. She's gonna try to push it. Goes in. Puts it up. And is fouled. And she will go to the line and shoot two. Carstensen will make her first. And Buckingham will enter for Streetman. Carstensen second. Will fall. Sends the lead to 15, 40-25. Passing to Radcliffe, and she will take it up the floor. Pass over to Buckingham. Up top to Becker. Gonna pass down low to Dobbs. Tipped out of bounds by Xemba, and that'll be Mustang ball down low. Seaman. Gonna pass it down low and tipped out of bounds off the Mustangs. Nelner gonna pass it down low. More full court press. Pass into Xemba. Over to Nelner. Nelner up the floor. Gonna pass over to Gurgle. Gurgle drives in. Puts it up. Nope. Gonna pass over to Carstensen. Wasn't ready for it. Out of bounds. Mustang ball. Passing to Radcliffe, and Radcliffe will take it up the floor. Scanning. Gonna send it over to Becker. She'll drive in. Cuts out, and will pass over to Zeman. Over to Dobbs. Dobbs pass over to Buckingham, and she's got the layup. Cuts the lead back down to 13. More full court press. Carstensen. Passing to Wales. Wales sweeps through. Gonna pass over to Carstensen. Carsten drives through. Gonna pass over to Wales. Gets a screen. Cuts out. And will pass down low to Xemba. All the way over to Nelner. Nelner fakes. Gonna drive in. And pass out to Wales. Wales fakes. Gonna pass over to Xemba. All the way over to Gurgle. Gurgle drives in. Cuts out. Gonna hand off to Nelner. Gets a screen. Doesn't take it. Gonna drive around. And pass over to Carstensen. Down low to Xemba. Out to Wales. Wales a three. And she's got it! Nice three by Wales on the Lancers. Now leading by 16. Pass over to Dobbs. Dobbs going to drive in, cut out, and pass over to Zeman. Sends it all the way over Buckingham can't get a shot to fall, and pass over to Gurgle. She'll cut out, drive around, and goes through all the defenders. Pass over to Xemba, all the way over to Nelner. Nelner fakes. Gonna drive in and pass to Xemba. Xemba jumper, and too far. Tipped around and out of bounds off Buckingham. Botch and Radcliffe will enter for Becker and Dobbs. And Nelner will pass it in down low. Gets it into Wales. Wales puts it up, and she's got it. Nice cut by Wales. Nice find by Nelner, and the Lancers now leading by 18. Radcliffe up the floor. Gets stripped, gets it back. Gets stripped again. Zeman gets it back. Gonna pass it all over to Botch. Botch fakes. Gonna drive in. Put it up, gets blocked, tipped, and picked up by Xemba. Pass over to Gurgle. Gurgle has Nelner up top, doesn't take it. Gets stuck. And gets stripped and passed over to Radcliffe. Radcliffe up the floor, puts it up, and she's got it. Cuts the lead down to 16. Gurgle passing to Wales. Wales over to Carstensen. Carson up the floor. Gonna cut out. Hand off to Wales. Wales up the floor to Xemba. Sends it over to Gurgle. Gonna cut around and pass over to Xemba. Gonna pass up top to Wales. Tipped into the hands of Nelner. Nelner drives around. Gets double screened. Gonna pass it over to Xemba. Xemba puts it up. She's fouled and she's going to go to the line and shoot two. Xemba's first. Will bounce off the side of the rim. Her second. Will fall. Bauer will enter for Xemba. And Zeman will pass it in to Radcliffe, who will take up the floor, trailing by 17, 46-29 with 11 minutes left in the second half. Radcliffe up top. Gets a screen, gonna drive around, put up a jumper, and it's blocked. Rebounded by Wales. Wales stuck. Gonna dribble and pass over to Gurgle. Back over to Wales. Wales drives through. Gonna pass over to Carstensen. Up the floor, gonna pass over to Nelner. Nelner a three. And rims out, rebounded by Gurgle. Gurgle a jumper, and she's got it. Lancers now leading by 19 and a timeout by the Mustangs. 48-29, a 19-point lead for the Lancers with 10:31 left in the second half. (48-29), a 19-point lead for the Lancers, 10:31 left. Pass on to Radcliffe, and Radcliffe will take it up the floor. Sends it over to Becker. She drives in, makes a move, and gonna pass up to Zeman. Stripped, and gonna pass out to Becker. Becker drives around, goes all the way in, puts up a floater, and tips out, rebounded by Wales. Wales pass over to Gurgle, and Gurgle up the floor. Gonna drive all the way around, and pass up to Nelner. Nelner fakes. Fakes again, and gonna pass over to Gurgle. Gurgle a three, and off the side of the rim, rebounded by Wales, tipped out of bounds. Mustang ball. Xemba will enter for Wales. And Radcliffe will take it up the floor. Gonna drive around, cut out. Drive in, cut out again, and pass over to Becker. Becker drives around, gonna pass up top to Dobbs. Pass over to Streetman, back over to Zeman. Hand off to Radcliffe. Radcliffe takes a three, it's blocked by Carstensen. Nelner's got it, gonna drive through. And cut out, pass over to Gurgle. Gurgle a three. And off the back of the rim, tipped into the hands of Carstensen. And jump ball, that'll stay with the Lancers. Carstensen will pass it in down low to Xemba. Out to Nelner. Up top to Bauer. Bauer down low to Carstensen. Backs her down, gonna pass it to Nelner. Nelner fakes. Scanning, gonna dribble back out up top. Drives around. Gonna pass over to Bauer. Bauer fakes. Gonna pass up top to Carstensen. Gonna drive around. And get stripped. Picked up by Becker, Xemba in pursuit. And she is fouled. And Becker will shoot two. Chance cut the lead. Chance cut the deficit down to 17. Her first. Will bounce out. Wales will re-enter for Gurgle. And Becker will shoot her second. And this one will bounce out as well. Rebounded by Carstensen. Loses it a few times and is fouled. Buckingham will enter. And Nelner will pass it in from the low corner. Sends it in to Wales. And Wales will take it up the floor. Next move. Goes around. And takes it all the way in. Puts it up. And too hard off the glass. Rebounded by Dobbs. And she goes up the floor. Has Becker down low. Mishandles it. And the pass too far out of bounds. Yeah, Nelner's going to pass it in down low. More full court press for the Mustangs. And pass it to Xemba. Back over to Nelner. Up the floor, gets stuck. And going to pass over to Bauer. And she is fouled. And timeout by the Lancers. 48-29, still a 19-point lead for the Lancers with 8:14 left in the second half. Passing to Wales, over to Nelner. Nelner fakes, gonna drive around. All the way around, all the way in, puts it up. Can't get off the glass, remember Xemba. Tipped out, tipped up in the air, tipped up in the air, and out of bounds off the Lancers. Pass into Radcliffe, and she will send it over to Becker. Becker drives the lane, and is fouled. Gergo will enter for Bauer. And pass down low, tipped up in the air, and picked up by Xemba, and she is fouled. The 5th on the Mustangs. Nelner will pass it into Carstensen, and she'll take up the floor, gets stripped, into the hands of Xemba, over to Nelner. Nelner up the floor, all the way around, cuts out, and he'll pass down low to Carstensen. She drives in, gets stripped, picked up by Xemba, out to Nelner. Nelner scanning, drives around, and he'll pass out to Wales. Wales fakes, gonna pass down low to Carstensen, puts it up, and is blocked. Up the floor goes Becker. Makes a move, drives inside, one-on-one with Gergel. Loses it, and gonna pass out to Dobbs. Dobbs a 3, too far air balls. Out to Zeman, Zeman a 3. Hers too far, tips out, rebounded by Dobbs. Dobbs tries to back her down, gonna pass out to Zeman. She tries again, and this time she's got it. Cuts a lead down to 16. Pass it to Nelner. Nelner over to Wales, Wales loses it, and stolen away by Becker. Becker drives around. Gonna pass over to Zeman. Sorry, Dobbs. Dobbs a jumper. And bounces out. Tipped. And out of bounds off Zeman. And Temperbattle Lancers. 48-32. A 16-point lead for the Lancers. 6:44 left in the second half. (48-13), a 16-point lead for the Lancers with 6:44 left in the second half. Nelner will pass it down low, and more full court press by the Mustangs. Pass into Wales. Wales will drive around and pass up to Nelner. Nelner going to pass over to Gergel. Gergel drives in, cuts out, and takes it back out up top. Gets a screen. Gonna pass along to Xemba. Xemba puts it up, and she's got it off the glass. Back to an 18-point lead for the Lancers. Radcliffe over to Becker. Becker drives around, all the way in, puts it up, and nice move and finishes with the buckets. Cuts the lead back down to 16. Carson gonna pass it in down low to Xemba. Gonna send it over to Gergel. Gergel fakes, gonna drive in, and cut out. And out of bounds off Becker. Carson will pass it in to Gergel. She'll drive in, pass over to Wales. Wales puts it up, and can't get it off the glass. And foul on Xemba. That'll be your third. Pass into Radcliffe, and he will take it up the floor. She will take it up the floor. Over to Radcliffe, over to Zeman. Up top to Becker. Becker drives in, puts up a jumper, and can't get it off the glass. Rebounded by Gurgle. Gurgle up the floor, gonna pass up to Nelner. Nelner drives around, gets the screen, gonna pass it to Gurgle. Gurgle drives in, puts it up, gets blocked, pass over to Xemba. Xemba puts it up, and she's got it off the glass. Another 18-point lead for the Lancers. Radcliffe up the floor. Gonna make a move, drive in, put it up, and she's got it off the glass and one. Chance cut the lead down to 15. Bauer will enter for Xemba. And Radcliffe first and only will bounce out. Rebounded by Zeman. Pass out to Becker. Back up top to Radcliffe. Over to Zeman. Zeman gonna drive in and pass over to Botch. Botch drives around. Gonna hand it off to Radcliffe. Gonna drive in and pass over to Botch. Botch jumper. Too far. Rebounded by Zeman. Pass out to... And Radcliffe is fouled. And Zeman will pass it in down low. And nope, bonus, so she will shoot at 1 and 1. Radcliffe's first could be her only. And rims around and in. She will earn a second one. Chance to cut the lead down to 14. And she will do just that. Dobbs enters for Radcliffe, and Xemba enters for Bauer. And Carstensen will pass it in down low. Sends it high up to Xemba. Xemba up the floor. She's got a lane, takes it herself, puts it up, and is fouled, and she will go to the line and shoot 2. Her first. Will fall. Radcliffe re-enters for Dobbs, and Xemba will shoot her second. And that one will bounce out, rebounded by Zeman. Zeman up the floor. Gonna drive around and pass over to Radcliffe. She drives in. Gonna pass out to Botch. She drives in. Puts up a jumper. Too far. Rebounded by Carstensen. Carstensen up the floor. Gonna pass over to Gurgle. Gurgle drives in. Puts it up. Too far. Rebounded by Radcliffe. And stolen away by Gurgle. Gurgle around. Tipped out. And stolen away by Becker. She's got a lane. Puts it up. And she's got it. Cuts the lead down to 13 and a timeout. 13-point lead for the Lancers. 4:11 left in the second half. Nelner will pass it in down low for the Lancers. with 4:11 left and a 13-point lead, 53-40. Scanning and a pass into Wales. Wales scanning. Gets stuck, gets stripped, tipped, and out of bounds. That'll be Mustang ball. And Zeman will pass it in from the low corner. Gets it into Radcliffe. Over to Zeman. Up top to Radcliffe. Over to Becker. Becker drives in. Gonna cut out. And pass over to Radcliffe. Radcliffe drives in. She's gonna cut out. Scanning. Gonna pass over to Zeman. Out to Becker. Becker drives around. Goes in. Puts it up. And bounces out. Rebounded by Gurgle. Nelner will pass it in to Gurgle, and she will take up the floor. She's got a lane. She puts it up, and can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Wales. She puts it up. She can't get it to fall. Tipped out to Nelner. Nelner over to Carstensen, and she is fouled. And she will shoot a 1-and-1. Her first will fall. And her second will trickle out, tip by Xemba, and foul on Xemba. And that'll be a 1-and-1 for the Mustangs. Xemba is fouled out, and Bauer will enter for her. Dobbs is first. Will bounce out. She will not get another. Tipped in the hands of Gurgle, and she is fouled. And Gurgle will shoot a 1-and-1. Dobbs will exit, and Buckingham will enter. And Gurgle will shoot her first. And she will make it and earn herself another one. Leading by 15. Gurgle second. Will fall as well. Gives the Lancers a 16-point lead, 56-40. Pass over to Radcliffe. Radcliffe with three. And bounces out. Tipped. And rebounded by Zeman. Over to Radcliffe. Radcliffe fakes. Gonna cut out. Try to drive in and make a move. Puts it up. And is fouled. And she will make her first. And she'll make her second as well. Cuts the lead back down to 14. Passing to Wales. Wales over to Carstensen. Carstensen up the floor. Going to pass over to Nelner. Nelner cuts out. And will pass over to Wales. Wales drives around. Going to pass over to Bauer. And she is fouled. And she will shoot a 1-and-1. And it is indeed a 1-and-1. And she will shoot her first. And it'll bounce out. Rebounded and sent over to Zeman. Zeman up the floor. Gonna pass over to Radcliffe. Over to Radcliffe, a three. And bounces out, rebounded by Zeman. Gonna pass out, jumper. And tipped around and out, rebounded by Wales. Wales will pass it over to Bauer. Gonna pass out the floor to Carstensen. Carstensen will slow it down, strip from behind, and is fouled, and now she will shoot two. Carstensen's first. Will fall. And her second. Will fall as well. Sends the lead to 16, 58 to 42. Radcliffe up the floor. Scanning. Gonna drive around. And is stripped down low. Carson's gonna pass it to Nelner. Nelner will slow it down and pass over to Wales. Wales over to Carstensen. Gonna drive in and pass out to Bauer. Bauer drives around. Gonna pass over to Carstensen. Scanning. Gonna drive in and pass out to Bauer. Bauer a jumper. And bounces out. Rebounded by Buckingham and pass over to Radcliffe. Radcliffe up the floor. Gonna flip a jumper. And bounces out. Rebounded by Carstensen. Nope. By Buckingham, tipped, now rebounded by Nelner. And she will drive around, pass over to Gurgle. Nearly stripped from behind, gets it back. And up the floor she goes, and pass it to Bauer. Bauer three, and off the corner of the rim. Rebounded and sent up the floor to Radcliffe. Can't get the layup. And botches foul up, goes out of bounds, high off the backboard. Werner, Walken, and Madeline will enter. And Carson will pass it in. Nope, timeout by the Lancers. 1:27 left, a 16-point lead for the Lancers. Now we'll pass it in down low, leading by 16 with 1:27 left in the game. Sends it into Wales. Wales up the floor. Gets stripped out of bounds. That'll remain with the Lancers. Carson will pass into Gurgle. Gurgle up the floor. Gonna pass it to Bauer. Bauer jumper. And this one bounces out as well. And then it's a Carstensen. She puts up a jumper. Can't get it to fall. Run by Bauer. Out of bounds off the Mustangs. 1:10 left. Nelner will pass it in to Gergel. Back over to Nelner. Up top to Gergel. Over to Carstensen. Sends it down low to Nelner. She puts it up, and she's got the easy layup. An 18-point lead for the Lancers. 60-42, 55 seconds left. Sent over to Werner. Tipped out. Rebounded. Jumper by Radcliffe. Tips out. Blocked by Carstensen and tipped out of bounds off the Lancers. Botch will pass it into Madeline. Puts it up. Can't get it off the glass. Radcliffe will put it up, and she's got it. Cuts the lead back down to 14. Sorry, 18. 16. Wales will pass it over to Gergel. And she will take it up the floor. Drives around. And she'll take it up top. Stripped away. And out of bounds off of Radcliffe. Passed into Carstensen. She'll take it up the floor. 15 seconds left. Gonna drive around and pass up to Nelner. 10 seconds left. Gets stuck. Gonna pass over to Gergel. And over and back. 3 seconds left. Pass into Blocken. 3 seconds left. 2, 1. Puts it up. And too short. 60-44, a 16-point win for the Lancers over the Melrose Mindoro Mustangs. There will be away game for the boys on Monday at Elmwood Plum City. And Tuesday the boys will be at home, I'm not sure, against 2, and then the girls will be away that day too. That will be streamed by whoever there is playing's network. Hope you enjoyed the game and have a great night.